안녕! From now on my channel will be in English, so I will be adding Greek subtitles. Many of you have asked me to do a makeup tutorial, so this is it. It's inspired by Korean makeup. However, it's focused on people with a bit longer faces. Starting with a completely bare face, I'm gonna do my skincare first. First, I'm putting on the Pyeongkang Yul Essence Toner. It doesn't contain any water, so it's really moisturizing. You don't really want to rub it on your face, you better just pat it on. And move your hair out of the way. So, let's go next with the IOP. It's the Stem 3 ampoule with an ingredient called liposome. It's so good for repairing the skin, I really love it. The instructions on this one say that you're supposed to massage it on your face with circular motions, so that's why I'm not patting it. And it's pretty thick, but it's not really oily. It's kind of like a gel, very thick gel. And don't forget the neck. There you go. Next we have an emulsion called Perfect Renew. I'm not sure how this brand is called. Is it Laneige? Laneige? I don't know. Okay. Laneige. Okay, if I'm reading the Korean correctly, that's what it's called like. So this is anti-aging, so it's very good for prevention, you know. I don't really like a very thick consistency before my makeup, so that's why I prefer the emulsion. And time to save my eyebrows, kinda. I don't really like using tweezers, and I've noticed that by using a razor, my hair comes out more strong and thick, and it's so much easier to control the shape that you want to make. So here you really want to make the corner of the eyebrow very sharp and try to make it a little bit straight, because you want to elongate the eyebrow so that your face looks a little bit wider. And yeah, why not? So yeah, if you want to make your face look a little bit wider, you should make sure that your eyebrows are long. And now that the prep is done, time for the makeup. I'm using some highlighter base because it's also a trick to make your face look wider and less long, because the light is going to fall in the middle of your face, so that's where someone is going to focus when looking at you. Now for the makeup, I'm using a Etude House Double Lasting Foundation in Neutral Vanilla. So normally my shade is Sand, and this is a little bit light for me. So I found a trick which is really weird. I don't think I've ever seen it from anyone else. So I'm using a loose powder which is a lot darker than me, and you're gonna see what I'm gonna do with it. So first I'm applying the makeup, but I'm not blending it. And then I'm taking this powder and I'm using this kabuki brush with a little bit of the loose powder, and I'm using this brush to blend in the makeup together with the powder. Like this, I don't have to apply powder to set the makeup and make my face look dull, and at the same time the makeup doesn't start melting after it's been some time on my face. So I really am glad for discovering this new method. And now I have another trick to make my face look a little bit wider and my eyes a little bit more wide set, because they're kind of close to each other. So I'm using this camouflage concealer from Catrice, and I'm applying it to the middle of my face, between my eyes, in the top part of my nose, and also on the outer corner of my eyes. So this is kind of elongating this part of my face. And because my cheekbones are extruding a little bit, I'm trying to make a more smooth face shape, you know. And then I'm applying it as a concealer, but I'm not going too close to the eyes, because what I really want to do is make sure that the eye space will be as big as possible. And I'm just setting it with powder from Etude House, which has a little bit of sparkle in it. The color is very light and it's a natural pearl base. Now I'm using a ash brown pencil from Catrice. I'm just outlining the eyebrows and I'm filling up some parts like the upper part in the inner corner, and I'm also elongating the outer part and try to make it a little bit sharper and longer. But don't be too harsh with the pencil, just outline it a little bit. I'm using this eyeshadow from the Morphe palette to make my eyebrows a little bit darker and more defined. And that's where I'm really working on the corner and filling up a little bit blank spaces in between my hair, because my eyebrows are not really thick, as you could see in the beginning. I think it looks pretty even. And now let's start doing the eyes. So I'm putting a very light colored nude eyeshadow all over my eyelid. And now we're moving on with a darker shade, and we're going to apply that close to the lashes, again all over the eyelid but very close to the lashes, and also extending a little bit outwards. And we're also going to apply some underneath the eyes, but very carefully because this is a little darker. We're just starting to create a corner. And now I'm smiling to help trail where I should draw the shadow for the aegyo. So why I'm doing this is I want my eye area to take as much space possible on my face so that it looks smaller. So now I'm putting a little bit from the camouflage concealer from earlier in the crease, over the crease that I created, so that it will make it pop a little bit. So at first it may look weird, but as you keep working on it, it will start looking very, very natural, and it will just accentuate your natural aegyo. Just make sure that when you're drawing the outer corner, don't go very close to the lashes, because that's the area that we need to have the darker eyeshadow. And I'm just going to set it with a light color eyeshadow for now. And you should definitely keep working on it until it looks completely natural. I think there's still a little bit more to do. So I'm just adding a little bit of concealer to blend the shadow that I created, because I don't want it to look unnatural. And now I want to start creating the shadow that will help me do the eyeliner later. So I'm using a little bit sparkly reddish brown eyeshadow to draw the area that the eyeliner will be, but I'm also drawing the triangle that it's going to be created underneath the eyeliner. As you can see here, it's ready, and now it's time for the eyeliner. So my eyes are kinda hooded, but I still have double eyelids, so I have to apply the eyeliner with my eyes open, otherwise it's going to look crooked. So that's why you see my eyes completely open, because that's the only way I can see where the crease is placed when I open my eyes. So that's why it takes a little bit long to create the wing without interfering with that crease. So if you have hooded eyes, make sure you always apply the eyeliner with your eyes open. If your eyes shape is similar to mine and they are kind of hooded, but at the same time you have a visible crease closer to the inner corner, you should avoid adding a very thick eyeliner line from the inner to the outer corner, because that way when you open your eyes, the inner corner is going to be very visible and the lid on the outer corner would completely disappear, and that would probably create imbalance in your eye. So it's better to work on your outer corner so that you keep as much lid space visible as possible. Still, even though I made a very thin line the outer part, it's still hiding some part of my lid. So make sure that's the maximum amount of thickness that you're going to go with. Another reason that I'm focusing on the outer corner only is that I want to create an effect that will make my eyes look a little bit more wide set. So in case you have hooded eyes but they are not close to each other, you could very easily make a small line in the inner corner of your eye to create a more sleek effect. But in my case, whenever I try to do an inner corner line, my eyes look too much close to each other and it doesn't look that much pretty. As you can see, with my eyes open, the line looks completely sleek, but when I close my eyes, you can see a small triangle, but that's the only way you can do a line like that with hooded eyes. Now I'm using this reddish eyeshadow underneath my eyeliner and across my lower lashes, and I'm creating a small triangle with it. Can you see exactly what's happening? And with the same eyeshadow, I'm gonna take a little bit with my finger and apply it in the middle of my eye. And now I'm doing the lashes. First, I'm just separating them, and what I'm doing next is I will try to take the lashes towards the outer corner, and then you definitely have to do your lower lashes, because as I said earlier, you want the eyes to take as much space possible from the face so that you create an effect of a shorter face. And I just decided that I wanted to find a color for the aegosal that will be a little bit more sparkly, so I'm using this iridescent light pinkish eyeshadow. It's very slightly visible in the camera, but it's a little bit pink. And now I'll do some contouring with this Peri-Pera contouring palette, which is broken. So my nose is long, so I'm trying to make it look a little bit shorter. So I'm really working underneath my tip and a little bit at the top of my tip and a little bit the sides, so that I will visually make it look like the tip is ending a little bit higher than it is. And I'm also working a bit on the sides of my bone because I have a small bump. I want my face to look more heart-shaped, so I already have like a slight V-line because my chin is very pointy. So I'm contouring the sides of my jaws and underneath my chin to create this effect. And now something weird that I'm doing. So as I said earlier, I'm trying to create a shorter face effect. So I have a lot of baby hair around my forehead, and I will try to make them look like like my hairline is finishing where the baby hair is. So first I'm going to apply this brown eyeshadow on the skin where my baby hair is, and then I'm gonna apply a gray eyeshadow so that I will make it look more natural and closer to the shade of my hair. Of course, if your forehead is small or if you have no baby hair, you better not do this. Especially without baby hair, it will be very hard to create a line that looks natural. It will look too much in your face, you know what I mean? And definitely you have to blend it in. So take a brush and keep rubbing it around so that it will not look as if there is a line there or something. Now, if you have dark hair like mine, make sure you're going to use a pinkish blush. Never use an orange blush if your hair is dark. Like if it's light brown or something, then do it. Otherwise, don't do it because it's going to look a little bit weird on your face. Pink looks a little bit more natural with dark hair and pretty light skin. Also, it's very important to create a horizontal line with your blush. If you apply the blush diagonally, it's going to create more length, and you don't want that, at least if your face has any similarities with mine. So now I'm patting some lipstick from a Etude House from the velvet line called Dusty Peach. So I don't want it to be too much dark. I just want it to kind of like be there. So I will add a little bit of color, and what I'm gonna do next is try to blend it in with my fingers and try to go a little bit outside the lines. That's the effect I'm trying to create by doing that. It kind of looks natural, and that's what you want. And then from the same line, I'm using the mandarin peach shade in the middle of my lips so that I will create a bit of a gradient effect on them. And just blending it in, and I think we're done. To complete the look, make sure that you're going to create some volume to the sides of your face, especially if your hair is long. Try to create a wave that's taking the face to the back and to the side of your face, and add as much volume as possible over your ears. And yeah, I think that's it. Let me know if you have any more questions, or if you would like me to do a hair tutorial or like skincare routine or anything related. Of course, I'm going to be uploading a lot about the Korean life and Korean culture and stuff like that. So keep on watching, and please like, subscribe, share my video, and I hope to see you next time. 안녕.